hope you're all having a wonderful day. So this week's speed build is a spooky build. It's of a tiny witch's cottage. So I was trying to combine what I wanted to build with using the elevation terrain tools, and I thought, you know, spooky cottage maybe on top of a hill is kind of the right thing that I was going for. So I've not really done much with the terrain tool before, but after completing the Sativille shelf challenge, I kind of was inspired, I suppose, to try it myself and see whether I could, you know, first of all get my sim to actually walk up the hill, and then to, you know, make it look good. So I spent quite a long time on trying to get the shape that I wanted before I actually went in to create the, you know, the kind of house itself. And whilst I'm kind of creating my autumnal themed stop motions, I wanted to make something that was a little bit more spooky, I guess, a little bit more Halloween inspired. So just before I started building this one, I believe, I bought the spooky stuff pack, and I wanted to kind of use some of the things from that pack, and mostly the pumpkins. I'll be honest, I think I pretty much just bought the pack for the pumpkins. But there's a couple of other things in there that I thought was would really fit this kind of idea, I suppose, and I've used an awful lot of vampires, realm of magic, and seasons. I think that's I've definitely used, you know, other packs, but I think those are the main ones that I've used. So I wanted this to be, I wanted it to kind of look like, you know, that old abandoned kind of style that you walk past and it's creepy and you don't want to go near it, that sort of thing. And I tried to get the columns to work, but they just didn't, none of them looked right. So I end up going with these little kind of debug, like, I don't really know what they are. Are they like fence ends? But I thought they kind of looked a lot better than the wooden ones, and, you know, get together windows and doors, still broken. Yep, so we just kind of do a little workaround with that and overlay a couple of different windows to make them function. I suppose is the only way to say that. So it's quite squishy in here. It is a tiny build. I can't really see, the screen's kind of blurry, but I'm pretty sure it was like 58 or 59 tiles, I think. So it's very, very small. That tiny little square off to the left there is the bathroom. The kitchen is that tiny little piece right there. And then the rest of the living space is basically just that, you know, the bed's off to one side, and then the rest of it is all in one room. I also bought the nifty knitting pack too. I had originally planned to buy that pack when it first came out, but I didn't really have the money for it at the time, but I'm really glad that I've bought it now, because I really like all of the items. I haven't tried the gameplay yet, but I'll be honest, I literally only bought it for the penguin. That is honestly the only reason I bought it. But, you know, I really like the other things that come with it too, especially the rocking chairs. I think they're really cute, and they kind of remind me of, you know, Sims 3, and that was kind of my main game. So yeah, it's quite comforting. So I try and make like I guess like a custom fireplace opposite this bed area. I think it's the one from City Living, and kind of put some debug things around it, and make it look a little bit bigger, a little bit more kind of witchy, in my opinion, I think. So right now I am putting some curtains around the bed. I didn't really know which ones to go with. I wanted to use the spooky ones that came with the pack, but they weren't the right size, and when I sized them up, they just looked, you know, overly enormous. And unfortunately, these ones with the glamour pack, they don't really come in the right colors, but you know, I think they look okay. So right now I am working on the fireplace. I didn't really know what to do here. I was just going to use one of the pre-existing ones, and then thought, no, that's rubbish, that's boring. Make your own. So that is what I am doing right now. So every time I tried to place this, it clipped through either one of the columns on the end, and then I try and add I think they're like hanging herbs a little bit later on, and I have to keep deleting the wall, and every time I deleted the wall to try and get the herbs to not clip to the wall, these little wall pieces, fence pieces, kept deleting, and it was driving me crazy. So this kitchen space here is as big as you see it now. It's tiny, it's very, very tiny, but it all functions. I have play tested, and I actually created a sim and a cat to live in this house. I think her name's Etta. I don't really do much cast, but I do try and give all of my builds kind of at least one sim, sometimes a family, depending on what I'm building it for. It really does help me with like the room design and what items I put in the house. So I've not really played around much with the occult cast items before, so I didn't really know what was in it, or you know, what you could do with it, I suppose. So this spellcaster sim kind of looks a little bit creepy. I gave her black eyes. I didn't really know you could do that, so that was a fun thing. So I add those pumpkins out the front, and eventually I put like I think I put rocks. Yeah, I don't put a fence, it's rocks out the front, and I'm pretty sure they're mostly covered up, but you can still see them in the screenshots, and I think they look really cool at night. So I used the table from the spooky stuff and the crafted chairs from the base game, because I thought they're not really the right color wood swatch compared to the rest of the like the windows and everything. And then the book on the stand, again, not the right color, but I wanted to use that picture with the heart, because I thought that was probably the most fitting for the character I had designed. So this house is completely off the grid, and luckily the bathroom items from vampires are off the grid items. Otherwise I'm not sure how I would have made this possible, but I think it looks really good in there. It's very, very simple. You see here how I was trying to get them not to clip to the wall, and then like the wall pieces were all disappearing, and it was just a big old nightmare. So I don't believe, actually, I think this is the quickest I've ever done a build, so I don't believe I've actually cut any footage out for this one. I'm pretty sure I just sped it up, and you know, that was it, I was done. I've been trying to make a pumpkin farm for my next stop motion for next week. And I think I'm on day 3 of building now. I'm getting a little bit bored of it. Which is terrible, because, you know, I think it's really good and I'm really pleased with it, and there's so many things that I want to do within the editing of that build that I think it's probably going to take me as long to edit as it did to build it, which is kind of terrifying and exciting at the same time. And I'm also a little bit worried that it's not going to be as well received as my last one. I was a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of views that one has and the comments and everything. You know, I was really proud of it, so I was hoping that people would like it, and I guess I just wasn't anticipating that people would like it as much as they did, so I'm very, very happy about that. So right now I am trying to make these logs do what I want them to. The fireplace itself, sorry, still functions with these there. I thought it just gave it a little bit of an extra, I don't know, an extra touch that it actually looks like an open fireplace and not like the original. So I add a whole bunch of things to the top of this fireplace and to the shelves up the top. I do stack those books eventually. They don't just lay all over the floor like that. And these familiar orbs, I think I only put 2 in the end. I wasn't really sure which ones to choose, but I think I put 1 on the table, and I think there's another 2 on the bedside table, and then I put a wand on the bedside table too. So I put a froggy up there because I thought, as much as she's got her familiar cat with her, as you can see him right there, he's very cute. His name's Binks. I kind of was inspired by Hocus Pocus with that one. I know his name's Thackeray, I think, but I just called the cat Binks because I thought it was cute. So right now I am trying to put all of these books on, well, to stack them on each other, I suppose. I was going to turn them up the other way like I have done in a couple of my previous builds and have them look like a proper book stand, which I do that with the vampire tomes and the herbalism books, and I put them on the kitchen counter, but the other books were too big and there was just too many of them, so I don't leave those picture frames up there either. I was just trying to stop these from clipping to the shelf. So I add these on here, and then this is where I change the familiar orbs out a little bit. So I tried to keep the funds down as much as I could. I don't believe I put any cheats in for money, but when I went to upload it to the gallery, it said it costs like 40,000 simoleons or something, which I was a little bit confused about, but I'm not complaining. I got everything in that I wanted, so that's great. I'm not really sure what happened with the gallery, but maybe I accidentally forgot. I don't know. Put a cheat in and forgot that I'd done it. So that's pretty much all of the house done now, and now we are on to the landscaping. So I actually done it how I think the proper way around this time. So it's my witchy sim etta. So all of the landscaping is debug, since I was mostly running out of money, and then I put this little like rock cave in, which I think is really cool, and I make like a little path round to it, but obviously it doesn't function for anything. It's literally just to give a little bit more of a spooky effect. So these are rocks from Cats and Dogs. I'm not sure why these ones like clip into the side more than the others do. I don't really know, but I always use these ones whenever I'm doing this sort of thing, mostly because I don't know what kind of footprint they have, but when you kind of hold it around where you want it, there's no, the green square that comes up underneath, there's no footprint, so I'm not really sure how big it is or where it is, but all of the Cats and Dogs rocks and things do the same, where they just kind of clip into wherever you want them. You don't need to use tool with them really. They pretty much just do whatever you want, which is pretty cool. So now I am just adding all of these trees. I think most of the plants and things that I use are from Realm of Magic and Vampires. I don't use those grassy things in the end, because they kind of just look strange, and pay no attention to the back of this house because I kind of wish that I'd done it on a bigger lot, but there isn't really any bigger lots that I could have done it on. The other two lots that are on in this world, sorry, as you can kind of see as I spin around very fast, they have work in progress builds on, so I didn't want to kind of delete them and start again with this one. I just thought, you know, I'll just fill in the gaps, fill in on the lots that I haven't done yet, and maybe we'll get to the other ones hopefully before the end of October. If not, I'll probably still like make videos of them, but we'll just be having spooky builds into November because yeah, I really like them and I don't want to delete them. So we're just adding a couple more things to the landscaping. The flowers, I think it's only the flowers that I just put up past the gate. I end up deleting because apparently she couldn't walk up the hill because they were in the way. Don't really know how, but anyway. So that is pretty much it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. I hope you're all having a wonderful day again, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.